What is going on, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the St. James Show. I am your host. I am him. I am the man for tonight, St. James. Do me a great big favor, as I always ask you to do. Will you hit that like button for me? If you're not a subscriber, though, to the St. James Show, will you hit that subscribe button, turn on all of your notifications, turn on the bell? And also, you can join us on Facebook as well. If you're not a follower on Facebook, click that follow button. Do share on all your social media websites for me and join. You can join our exclusive membership here on YouTube, on Patreon. Listen, we want to have you connected each and every way you can. And of course, your support is always appreciated. You can also hit that goal that is in the chat. If you would like to help us reach our goal on tonight, do that, and click the goal right on the top in the chat. What's up, Courtney? Everybody come on in. We're going to have a wonderful conversation on tonight. I'm so excited. I am, since I've seen this lady in London for the first time, I was just so excited that she said yes to coming over here to the St. James Show. As you're coming in, everybody, hit that like button for me. I appreciate you guys. They got these stupid long names in the chat again, so we got to go with that. What's up, Natasha Robinson? They just put all your government stuff. They just put it right here on YouTube. I'm like, I don't like that. So hopefully it'll go back. Sometimes it fluctuates back and forth, so I don't know what that's all about. But without any further ado, I want to bring to the stage, bring to the platform, bring to the virtual sanctuary of the St. James Show, our dear friend, new friend, Dr. Alisha Lola Jones. What is going on? Oh, don't put that yet. All right, there you go. Oh my God, and I didn't even put the fade out on there. It sounds so cheesy and cheap. Welcome in, Dr. Jones. I appreciate you coming through the virtual sanctuary tonight of the St. James Show. And let me tell you, I'm excited to have you here.
I'm glad to be here. I done made it to the St. James Show.
Yeah, the first time. I'm glad you're here. Listen, I'm the one who's privileged around here. I am just so, when I saw your presentation in London a few years back, and how did you end up in London? Well, you actually live in London, and everybody, it is 11 p.m. there, so we're not going to keep her long tonight.
Yeah.
How did you end up in London? How did you end up at the Music and Arts Global with Donald Lawrence?
Yeah, well, first of all, I have to say thank you so much for thinking of me. I'm always elated to be included in the conversation surrounding faith and the arts.
Yeah.
And in particular with fellow musicians. And so I'm happy to be able to chat with you this evening. How did I end up in England and how did I end up at the conference? Well, so I'm the first person of African ancestry to teach music permanently at either Cambridge or Oxford, which are the two oldest English-speaking universities in the world. Cambridge, which is the sister university to Oxford, was founded in 1209. 1209, like before.
Long time ago.
Yes. Before the United States was founded, Cambridge was. And the worship and arts, of course, we share Donald Lawrence in common. Since day one, since I was introduced to him by Daniel Moore, the pianist and music director extraordinaire, and the great Richard Smallwood. Those two made sure, along with Sherry of Ted and Sherry,
Sherry,
yes, they all made sure that I connected with Donald Lawrence, and he over the years has just said, listen, I really want you to be on a team of individuals to help to equip the saints and to stretch the saints. And so my debut as a presenter for the seminar was in London, though I had the great opportunity to participate when it was in Chicago. And
Okay.
yeah.
I don't know why I don't remember. I remember going. I was in Chicago. I don't
Yeah.
know, and I don't know why. I guess you just impacted me more in London. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I wasn't a presenter. I
Oh,
was
okay.
an attendee, just
Gotcha.
researching the seminar and learning and being a part. Yep.
So in other
Mhm.
words, you were in Chicago, but we really didn't know what we had. You should have been on the stage teaching some things.
Listen, I appreciate it. I'm glad I got a sense of the vibe. I got a
Yeah.
sense of the vibe. Yeah. Hmm.
Your presentation there in London and even in Sweden, we're in Sweden earlier part of this year, and you know, how did you come about being this this historian of gospel music, this historian of keeping the culture alive and the history, the theological insight? How did you get into that? And because I know you're at Cambridge now,
Yeah.
you've been
Yeah.
Oxford,
Yeah.
and what's the importance of that and what you do to our culture and us?
Yeah, I love the culture. I love us. I think church folk are very entertaining. They are fascinating individuals. Technically, I'm considered an ethnomusicologist or a musicologist. So I
I love
get
that word,
to,
ethnomusicologist.
yeah, I get to like observe communities. I spend a lot of time like a musical anthropologist.
Uh-oh. You you're on mute. You
Is
muted
my
me?
mic?
Okay,
What
there you
happened to
go.
my mic? Okay. I
All
don't
right,
know
you're
what
back.
happened. As an ethnomusicologist, I get to observe musicians. I get to interview musicians and their fans. And it just happens that it's church fans.
Yeah.
It's people who are in congregations, and there's always something to discuss, but it takes a lot of patience. And I have to say, like, being a PK, being a musician myself, being someone who was in a household in media, I got the great opportunity to learn the backstory behind musicians and ministry gifts, and I'm able
There's a
to
lot that
bring
goes on
the
back in that back.
experience.
There's a lot that goes on.
So I think you're muted on my end.
Am I? It don't look like it. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
You can't. Uh-oh. Let me see here. Let me see if we can fix it.
But the chat is live. I like it. Folks are over here. If they can hear me, it's so good to see all the people.
Can you hear me?
No.
Interesting, because I am not muted. The chat, can you hear me? Put a 1 if you can hear both of us. Put a 2 if you can only hear. Oh, okay. Jesse says.
Oh, they can hear you. I'll just.
Can you drop down and come back up?
Drop out and come back in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully she can come back and we can get her back going. Who else is up in here? What's up? Sister Hamilton is over there in the Facebooks. Thank you for joining us. Jesse's in the building. Pray Era is in the building. Make sure you guys hit that like button. See if we can get this technical stuff together. She is in London, so it could be just stuff going on over there. Let me see if she's coming back. Let's see here.
Okay, I can hear you now.
You can hear me now. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
My husband says y'all can hear us. Y'all can hear us both. They can hear us.
You just couldn't hear.
Okay. I couldn't hear you. Yes.
All right. Yes. Tell hubby to drop in the chat so I can crown him. All right.
Okay.
So go ahead. So you were talking about, a lot of you got a chance to be in the background, and there's a lot that goes on in the background with musicians.
Yeah. Whether it's, I know in the South they like Waffle House or IHOP. So like
Mhm.
those moments after service where we can chop it up and talk about
Yeah.
everything. Or, the pastor's office,
Oh,
those
yeah.
moments behind the veil.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
get to bring all of that information into the work that I do. And I also get to share the top shelf music with predominantly white students out here
Mm.
at Cambridge. Yeah, I really enjoy being able to share the culture with folks with respect.
And how do they embrace that music?
Ooh, it's something to have the authority as a scholar to get my students to think about things like the anointing
Mm.
in
Mm.
worship and have to find language around the musicianship of a Donald Lawrence or Richard
Mhm.
Smallwood or Leandria. Like, what was it that impacted
Right.
the people listening? What were the tools that they used? I even share black countertenors, that
Mm.
rare high vocal vocal sound with my students here. And the thing is, Cambridge is known for countertenors.
Mm.
Countertenors are like, it's a mecca for countertenors.
Oh,
So
wow.
I get to
Okay.
show people like Patrick Daly
Mhm.
and G. Thomas Allen, and they are like completely blown away because these are multi-genre artists where
Right.
they have been told that as countertenors they can only do Western European art music. And so really my agenda is to show our giftedness and to give
Mm.
language that not doesn't just merely elevate it, but makes it the norm, brings it into the center of the conversation.
I
So
love
it's
that. You make it the norm. You make sure the history is known,
yeah,
and you make sure that the integrity of it is kept
absolutely.
intact, and
Absolutely.
that's what I love about what you do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Absolutely. I really want folks to understand like we are intentional with what we do. We have artistry,
Yeah.
we have tradition, we have values.
Hmm. Hmm.
But also we got some stuff that they really should, or others should be aware of and incorporating and doing with excellence.
Right.
Excellence.
Right.
Absolutely. Mhm.
And you've written a book. What is
Yeah.
this flaming? Tell us about the most recent book. I know
Yes,
we're going to
yes,
talk about something else in a minute, but your most recent book.
yeah, yeah. Flaming question mark, the peculiar theopolitics of fire and desire in Black male gospel performance.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
title right there. That's a
Yes,
title.
yes, yes, yes. St. James, like sometimes when people see the title,
Mhm.
particularly the Saints, they get a little nervous, like what
Okay.
are we gonna talk about? I'm following the flamboyant choir director archetype.
Wow. When I seen flaming, I did automatically kind of go there.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's, let me see, flaming the peculiar theopolitics of fire and desire in Black gospel performance.
And I left out the word male, but it's Black male gospel
Black
performance.
male
Yeah.
gospel.
Yeah, yeah. And so there would be those who would assume that the book would be all about salacious stuff.
Hmm.
And I
Hmm.
do use, the issues that have caused a lot of conversations.
Mm.
However, rather than a theological perspective, I share people's stories.
Mm.
um,
Okay.
you know, I'm aware that many people have contributed to who I am today. But there's one particular name that I like to lift up when I think of this work, and his name is Eric Terrain,
Mm. Okay.
who was a programmer in DC when I was a teenager. And actually, it was because of Eric Terrain, who worked for the Washington Performing Arts Society, one of the first auditions I ever did. It was a choir of 500 young people that were coming together, rehearsing on Saturdays in order to perform at places like the Kennedy Center. And we got to
Mm.
travel in a select ensemble throughout the world. And by the time I reached college, as an alumna of that choir, I received word that Eric Terrain had
Oh,
transitioned.
wow. Wow.
And I saw in the newspaper, it was like maybe, I think, like 3 sentences about who he was. And it landed on the fact that he had left DC to go down south and had succumbed to HIV/AIDS.
Mhm,
And I
mhm.
felt like it grossly reduced his
Yeah.
life. I
Yeah.
felt like I didn't see him properly celebrated. And so that stuck with me because I'm his progeny,
Right.
as
Right.
a person in the arts. And I wanted a book that honored those relationships, that mentorship, that brotherhood that I've experienced. And if some would even say a sisterhood.
Yeah. Some would say,
I have friends who would readily accept the sisterhood
Exactly. Exactly.
designation. And so each chapter deals with a component of that stereotype. Probably I'm most well known for the portion of the book entitled Pole Dancing for Jesus. Dancing for
Mm.
Jesus.
Who's on the pole? For Jesus? Oh, God.
And through that chapter, I look at pole fitness. This man named Jungle Cat,
Mm.
who uses the pole in order to worship God. So,
Interesting. Interesting. My,
so
my,
I
my.
like to deal with taboo topics as someone who was raised in charismatic settings. We were part of, when I was growing up, we were part of Word of Faith, so
Oh,
Dr.
okay.
Frederick
Okay.
Casey Price. And
Yeah.
so those are the folks that I imagine I'm engaging as I write the book to get better
Mm.
understanding so we can be known by our love. Yeah, I believe the quote. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's Mr. Gospel Diaries himself. Uh,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Yeah. He's one of them gospel nerds
I
that we
love
love.
it. I love it. I follow his work too.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. So that book, though it can make people, kind of lean in. I understand through various elders, Bishop Flunder, for example,
Mhm, mhm.
that they can perceive the ethic of care in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's my desire to model how to have these sorts of conversations with respect.
And the funny part about it, we're having these conversations that they don't want to have in church, but uh, the flamboyance is all
Yeah,
through the church.
absolutely,
And it's been through
absolutely.
music, through I can recall some videos that I had seen a while ago, back in the 50s and 60s. I'm like, oh, they was
Yeah,
back there too.
yeah,
They pushing the music and pushing the gospel and pushing, but I got to get this book now.
yeah. Please,
I got to
please,
get this.
please
It's
support
available
it.
on Amazon and different things. So
Yes, it's on
okay,
Amazon, or through Oxford University Press. Um,
okay,
yes, yes. And I'll tell you, as I've done the work, so many people readily use the term flaming or
yeah, yeah, yeah.
flamboyant,
Hmm.
from Reverend Ike to Little Richard.
Right,
They
right.
all use this term to understand not just their peculiarity, but also their magnetism.
Hmm,
That they
hmm.
were able to draw people in with their display, the show that they offered to people. And some of them would even describe themselves as being wise because they knew how to use their gifts in that way.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm, hmm.
We talk about that, and that's so rich in history and so relevant. And I know your presentation when I was in London and Sweden on hymns. I love the presentation and the appreciation that you have for hymns. Why is it vital for the Black community to preserve the tradition of hymns?
Yeah. Richard Smallwood is one of several artists who would say that what we are seeing today in gospel music is absolutely a need to tell stories. And
Mm.
if we enjoy his musicianship, he, along with Bishop Walter and Dr. Edwin Hawkins,
Hmm.
all
Hmm.
of these musicians would tell you that part of their rudiments were the hymns. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
that it was the stories that were being told in the hymns and the journey that one could experience, even the doctrine that could be conveyed in hymns. Richard Smallwood would say that his a part of his upbringing was he had to play the hymns in his household. Like that
Hmm.
was essential. And for me, I'm actually a member of the Hymn Society.
Oh,
Yes, I've lectured for the Hymn
I can't get
Society.
into that one now.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Really? Okay, tell us
Yes,
about it.
yes. I've lectured for their national convening. And the lecture I did last year in Atlanta was
Hmm.
entitled "We Don't Need No Music." And of course, I
Mm.
was playing with this phrase that we have in our worship where
Yeah.
the music breaks.
And we don't need to be, we got the holy beat, how they
Yeah,
say, you know.
you
Yeah, yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
there's intensifying. Of
Uh-huh.
course, we use and are quite comfortable with sheet music.
Hmm.
We also equally prize how that music, whether it's memorized or written, can be embodied and can activate,
Hmm.
where we can own it and we can release the music so that we can get to the work of creating something, that co-creation where the spirit can come in and we can let everything go, even the music, the sheet music and the accompaniment. We can just allow our creativity to
Right.
shine and to be offered up in worship. So hymns and the storytelling is important, as well as activating space with the texts that are written on our heart. And I'll just say one other thing. I
Hmm.
think they're important from a musicological perspective, because I can recall my granddad, Deacon Jones,
Hmm.
who didn't need music to sing, like accompaniment to sing, but he
Right.
had those hymns memorized. He was going to give you every verse. And when he transitioned, we knew we had to sing every verse at his homegoing.
Wow.
And that
Yeah.
was important because he succumbed to Alzheimer's.
Okay.
Knowing the hymns, knowing those stories can help to preserve our righteous minds.
Oh,
It can
wow.
help us with our cognition and our ability to cope. And that's the resource it was for him as a man raised in the South in Jim Crow, during Jim Crow, with a elementary school education, but he was a learned man who
Hmm.
knew orature. He knew the texts by
Hmm.
heart, memorized, and was able to lift up hymns through the worship experience in Washington, D.C. So I think we having a balance of being able to know it for ourselves, as well as keep exploring through the physical text, the hymn books. Yeah.
You know, recently, I know that Jonathan McReynolds had mentioned something in regards to hymns and possibly, you know, I don't know, us losing our, you know, way. And then you had something really insightful to say about that. Just talk a little bit of that. And you were not rude or anything. I think you just really just spoke to it, and that's what I appreciate. That sort of caught my eye. I said, "Oh, okay." Tell me about what you read from him, and then what your response was. And
Yeah.
why.
Well, um, McReynolds and I overlapped in Chicago. I
Mhm.
remember when McReynolds was leading worship in some of the up and coming congregations. I remember when he would play. I also remember him teaching at Columbia College in
Yeah.
Chicago. So I've been following his ministry before Sunday Best and all of that.
Yeah.
And I noticed that various individuals have been processing his new chapter at as a professor, and so many people were unaware that he's been teaching on the collegiate level for years. But
For a
I've
long
known
time.
this, right,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
observing it. And then I saw there was discussion about a remark that he made, which is a part of what you you wanted to talk about
Yeah.
overall, which was engaging sentiments around Christian contemporary artists and white authors of their music, and basically how they are in many ways used in order to popularize and season, to use his term, which is a terrific term for my open research, to season their music. And he landed on the point that, you know, we are critiquing these Black artists for using white compositions, but even the hymns that we would like for them to be using, his assertion was that those are written by predominantly white people as well. And you know, in my post, I just did as I do with my colleagues in intellectual life, just engaging another colleague to offer up some other ways of thinking about how hymns are regarded in our communities. And actually, hymns weren't always well received within our community. And so, but while they weren't always received, there's so many hymn books. There are so many hymn books by hymns by African Americans.
There are.
And I would also offer there are a lot of hymns that have not been properly attributed to African Americans because of intellectual property laws that really didn't protect us well into the 20th century. And so as a musicologist or ethnomusicologist, I'm understood to be both. You know, it was a little sensitive and delicate because there's a deeper conversation there about the role of hymns in our culture.
In other words, you told him, listen here, before you give him all that credit here, consider this.
Right. It's a long, I mean, for me, it's a long discussion, right? Because I can think off the bat of Margaret Durow. I can think of all of these amazing hymn composers, right? Who have really sustained me. And so, of course, we say and post all sorts of things, impassioned things. And I just absolutely wanted to engage a colleague.
Someone just ordered your book. Uncle Paul just ordered the book.
Thank you, Uncle Paul. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And listen, I'm happy if folks go to my website. I'm happy to send them a signed copy.
There you go, dralisha.com right there. If you get your signed copy from her right there. And there is her Instagram. Follow her on Instagram as well as Facebook. Well, what I appreciated, and it made me even think a little bit broader as well. Listen, like you said, there were a lot of anonymous, anon, was that because they were Black? Because they were African American?
Yeah, thank you for asking me about that. I had shown a screen capture of a famous video. I'm always asked about this lecture that Reverend Whitley Phipps does, who's another voice for my child. Yes.
What's the song he used to do back when I was a kid? He was really. Go ahead.
Yes, and "Amazing Grace" is a song that he did for the recent homegoing of Congressman John Lewis.
Okay.
After years of this particular lecture being circulated, and in his conversation in a Gaither event, he basically lifted up the fact that John Newton, I said Isaac Newton. Isaac Newton is everywhere here in Cambridge, Saints.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Sir Isaac Newton is a whole moment. Even his tree, was housed here in Cambridge. So thank you.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and he's an alum. He's an alum of
Cambridge. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. But John Newton, who wrote Amazing Grace, the lyrics of Amazing Grace, when we look at some of the hymn books, the music is read as attributed to anon or anonymous. And I'm mindful of that word because here in England, anon is a way of saying soon. So it has a couple of meanings.
Okay.
And what he lifted up in that lecture is basically the idea that when we think of the musical textures in a song like Amazing Grace, for him, it's undoubted that the scales and the melody are very much derived from Western Africa, and that anon is a way that folks did not properly attribute music to African Americans. We have to realize that music making for Africans, often to this day, I have researchers, shout out to Danielle Welbeck, who's looking at this presently in Ghana, that communal music making is something that is done freely. The music is given freely. It's a different idea of co-creation. Copywriting is not done, and people often exploit that value of giving musically. And of course, on the slave ships that Newton was on at the time of writing this, people were in the belly of the boat as human cargo. And Phipps brilliantly paints a picture of the moans, the melodic nature of the moans and groans that he could have potentially been listening to, drawing from the scales and the textures that are associated with West Africa. Wow. One other aspect of this is, I mentioned intellectual property. So as chattel slavery, the ideas, the inventions, tangible and intangible, of anyone who was enslaved was the property of their owner. So there is innumerous intellectual property that will never be properly accounted for because it was assumed to be the property. And so what does retrieval look like? Like, what does real reconciliation look like in the Church United when our non-Black kin who are descendants of colonizers actually confess to that sin that has trickled into our worship? And it hasn't been too long ago that some of our famous protest songs around the world in South Africa were even copywritten by non-Black people who were colonizery in their ways. And so as we're talking about decolonizing worship, let's talk about getting back our stuff. Let's talk about who has been stealing our worship and putting, and even the repertoire that was being discussed. Let's talk about hit makers who aren't getting their profit share. I want to follow the money. Like, really. But who are me, as Andrew Caldwell says? Who are
I think you're the perfect person that has the knowledge and the ability to really ask those questions and possibly get some real answers.
Thank you.
I think it's when I seen your presentation and how passionate you were with it, I just knew that this is what we need in order to preserve and, as you say, recover. Because I think there needs to be some recovering going on.
Come on, we shall recover it all.
It all. Thank you so much, Londa. We shall recover it all. Let me tell you. And I know it is 11:35 there, and I'm watching the time. Let's really quick. New book, and it intrigued me when I had put Mahalia Jackson as a song for the reel for promotion for you. Didn't you say what? What are you doing with Mahalia Jackson? What's going on there?
Well, to me, I identify with Mother Mahalia Jackson in so many ways. She was a woman in ministry who was a secret ingredient, though vocal, though visible. She was a collaborator with Dr. Martin Luther King, and people have attributed to her prompting Dr. Martin Luther King to remember the dream. Whether that happened or not, one thing I know for sure is that she was instrumental in really being an architect for pushing our people forward. In my new book on gastromusicology, so that's music and food. Uh,
Gastromusicology.
yes,
Oh,
yes.
wow.
And I know you post about food. I
I
love
do. The
food.
St. James Eats. Make sure everybody goes and subscribes.
Yes. Food is such an important part
Yeah.
of Blackness. I like to think about this idea of food, making food that makes you want to sing, right?
Mm, mhm,
Well,
mhm.
Mahalia Jackson, she was a beautician. She was a business owner who actually opened up restaurants.
Oh, wow.
And, during the Jim Crow South, it was not easy to be able to find places to stay or eat. And she made an intervention and
Mm.
gave folks a one stop shop in her business that also included a gas station, a one stop shop. She actually was so forward thinking. She
Yeah,
allowed
yeah,
her people to have paid leave and health insurance and in a franchise.
yeah,
Her
yeah.
likeness and voice was licensed for it. And so in this book, also through Oxford University Press, I'm looking at her and various musicians who prepare food, their recipes, but then also the metaphors and ideas like fasting, like
Mhm,
um,
mhm.
I deal with people like Reverend Shirley Caesar, Patti LaBelle,
Oh, wow.
Gladys Knight, and even Khalees, who, my milkshake brings me
Yeah, yeah, her
out.
milkshake. Yeah, talk about the milkshake.
Yes, I also deal with the Truthettes. I
Mm.
don't want
Oh,
no
no
peanut.
peanut butter and jelly.
Yes,
That's
yes.
interesting.
Yeah, yeah. But
That's yeah.
I identify her because I feel as though I too am like a secret ingredient
Mhm.
in the gospel space and in churchdom, offering advice and
Yeah.
information to pastors and institutions. And it's my joy. I love talking about this stuff.
Yeah, yeah, and I think it's if people want to grow, if people want to sustain or what they have and increase what they have, we have to have the Dr. Alicia Joneses of the
Oh,
world.
thank you. I
Yeah.
really think there should be like formal recognition, as in other denominations, of
Mhm.
educators and researchers
Yeah, yeah.
who are able to carry the culture and remind us of who we are. I don't know if you saw the film Sinners.
I did. I
But
did.
there was a portion, and of course, there's so much that could be said about
Oh, that's a whole separate video.
but there's a
Yeah.
term in there called the griot.
Mhm, mhm.
And it's a French term that is traditionally spelled Griot,
GROT.
Griot.
Okay, okay.
And I mentioned that because I've been referred to as a griot,
Mm.
in the sense that griots have been said to have like 22 or so attributes. But if we think of a preacher, a commentator like yourself,
Mhm, mhm.
um, a rapper, a hype man,
Yeah.
um, they are the person who is the walking library. I call them
Mhm.
living epistles. They are praise singers who actually go out to war with a people and tell them who they are, the
Yeah.
conqueror, the champion, the lion. They're the ones that really are tasked with pumping us up with the knowledge of how great we are. And I like to do that. And I also like for us to know that our faith, our culture is durable enough to be challenged as well, that it deserves critique and affirmation, and love. And when we do that, that's the vitality of who we are.
Wow. I can keep you on here for like a couple more hours. I really could.
Mhm, mhm. Yes,
But I
yes,
want to honor you. You are in the UK. It is 11, almost midnight there, almost
yes,
midnight.
yes,
And I just want everyone to know that they can find you at dralicia.com,
yes.
Dr. Alicia Jones on Instagram. If you'd like to support what she does financially, we have $ Dr. Alisha Lola Jones. I hope that I did that right.
Yes.
All right. If you want to
you.
support her financially, to give her a little oomph there to keep on going, that's always a good thing.
Yes. Yeah, I
New book
appreciate it.
coming out. They can find your books at dralisha.com and Amazon and the Oxford
University Press. Yeah.
Oxford University Press. Now, mind you guys, we're talking to someone who has been in all these magazines. All these magazines. If you go on our website, there's definitely much more information regarding Dr. Jones. I look forward to seeing you more and more as the music and arts.
Yes.
I think music and arts ought to book you. Gospel Music Workshop of America ought to book you. The Dorsey Conference. All these conferences need to have you sitting there and presenting to them, because I don't believe we could just keep singing something that we really don't know the history on, and we really don't have the wherewithal to preserve it.
Yes. Thank you for that endorsement. I've counted a joy to be able to bring what I teach others about back to my folks. And through the website, I do offer all sorts of workshops. I teach a lot of our colleagues privately.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Well, you do some good consulting.
Yeah. Sometimes folks just want to, at their own pace, learn about the culture, learn the history, learn where to look for things. I write album notes. I do a lot of the stuff to make sure the culture is preserved. So I look forward to staying in touch with your viewers and to continue the conversation with you. If I could just tell your viewers, it did my heart so good to be hosting and interviewing the artists, and to look over and see our very own St. James out there singing and being a student, being teachable. Forget what you heard. I saw him over there singing with the real ones. Yeah.
You know, when it comes down to it, Dr. Jones, I love gospel music.
Yeah.
And I love
the inner court. Court of the Hawkins seminar, aren't you? Like, when Donald Lawrence calls folks in to really think together about the seminar, you're among the trusted voices. So I'm super honored you would even pay attention to little old me.
Oh, please. You know, when the maestro brings somebody on, it was just like with Edwin and other, when they connected with someone, you know that they were good folk.
Yeah.
You know, so you wanted to really get that iron to sharpen iron. And that's what I hope that we can do with you.
Yeah.
I would love you to sharpen me up a little bit, you know. But no, it's always my pleasure. I loved it. I loved to be listening to what you were doing and how you were even doing the interview. Like when you interviewed Anita and some of the other artists, you were pulling things out of them that, you know, that was relevant. And then you were just giving kind of them their flowers that they are holding down this gospel thing as they should. So
yeah, I mean, he really wants to make sure that we understand who they are in the industry. And if I could just give him a big up, you know, among the folks in your orbit, all of whom have been huge supporters of my research ministry. One thing I appreciate about Maestro Lawrence is not just the amplification of my perspective as a historian, but to include me on the recent album was a dream come true. You know, when you walk away from doing, you know, being a performer full time and you pursue something like being a historian, you kind of have to release certain things that you have worked toward. But to know that he found a way to teach me a music industry lesson by including me on a track, simply being myself and sharing information, man, he's going down in history.
Yeah,
There's a special place.
he
There's
is.
a special place.
Yeah, there really is. That's why I just, even I'd sit back from afar and just watch him and just kind of do his thing. And I'm just so enamored. Like I said, it's just like the same like when I met Edwin and Walter Hawkins.
Mm-hmm.
The spirits were just so genuine and
Mm-hmm.
special. Like I said, we were sitting there shopping in the mall with Walter, and he's like, this is the first time I met him, and he was like, no, we're buying the same shoes, or so it was, and it's, you see, they connected so well that he trusted Donald to just take this and just push it even further. And Donald has pushed this thing to a level where it should have been 20 years ago, but in God's timing, things happen.
Well, isn't that the beauty of mentorship and apprenticeship? I was telling you, and I know I'm gonna wrap it up, but I'm struck by his story and his witness, because I've heard him reflect on the values that both Walter and Bishop Walter and Dr. Edwin instilled, and one of them was being accessible, in the sense that there are ways that we do things in the United States that we're accustomed to. However, if we aspire to have a global voice, we need to be open to how folks do things differently elsewhere, and just have a particular posture that opens up the world to us. There are things that folks do here in the UK that we would never do in the US, and that can be misrecognized.
Right.
I'm grateful that I have colleagues and mentors like a Maestro Lawrence, who are in my ear saying, actually, you have to get out of your comfort zone, that they don't mean any harm. This is how they do. And if you want that global voice, you're going to have to figure out, adjustments to these ways.
Yeah.
And so him having that global vision to take the seminar outside of the United States to beautiful places like London and Stockholm. I mean, my God,
I was just so at peace in Stockholm for some freaking reason.
It was so beautiful. I mean, it's cute.
Yeah. I was just really, it just, the entire experience, I tell everybody, you don't want to miss it. I mean, if you're a gospel music lover, and music brings peace. And I tell you, it brought so much peace to me with everything that went on, sitting there listening to you teach, and the other people there, all the artists there just singing. It wasn't about, I'm the big artist. Everybody was just loving what they do.
Well, that works, because everybody he featured, which was a lot of people, have all been able to claim him as a friend.
Yeah.
I mean, I can speak personally. I've been building in the UK, and he has shown up for my work in the UK. Little old me, he has registered for my stuff. He has thought it not robbery to affirm my work. Or, everyone was sharing their stories of how he found a way to be present.
Right.
And if there's anything I would love to leave in terms of this conversation, is we all need each other.
We do.
Even when we misstep, can we find ways to say, hey sis, hey brother, that wasn't quite it. Or come on up a little higher, or this is a more excellent way.
There you go. Come on,
that's
doctor.
how I want to show up. I want to show up as a resource. I want people to be energized when they see me come in. So he's one.
Well, you energized me. I tell you, I'm the bunny bouncing around here. I appreciate you so much. Everyone, please go to dralisha.com. To get her book, and she has a new book coming out. We don't want to miss that. Dr. Alisha Jones on Instagram. So make sure you hit that. And if you would like to support her ministry and what she does, $ Dr. Alisha Lola Jones. And even if you're watching the replay, Do it right now, okay?
Thank you.
Just do it. Just do it. I appreciate you. Love
Thank
what you do. Appreciate you for coming on. Thank your husband for loosening you for a little bit.
Yes. Hi, Calvin. Hi, honey. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Appreciate you. We'll talk again soon. All right.
Thank you.
I hope you guys enjoyed Dr. Alisha Jones. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Listen, can we come on tomorrow and get down to some nitty-gritty stuff? If you hold on another day, I'll be back on and we will talk about some things, all right? But I appreciate you guys coming through. If you'd like to support the program, of course, it's always down there at the bottom, $ The St. James Show. The St. James Show at att.net for Zelle, PayPal, St. James Show, and even Venmo, The St. James Show. So I appreciate those of you who did Cash Apps today. I'm not Cash App, Super Chat today. But, I just wanted to come on and bring Doctor on and really wasn't looking for all that tonight. So I appreciate those who were here. This was great. I appreciate you guys for coming through. The lining of the hymn featuring Dr. Alisha Jones on Donald Lawrence Global Alive. There you go, right there. So make sure you guys get that Love Alive album. Do not do anything. It's right there. She is featured on that album right there. So make sure if you don't have it downloaded, get it downloaded as soon as we get off of this. As soon as we get off of this live, get on there and download. Let me move the comment so y'all can see right there. Music and Arts Global presentation, Global Love Alive, live in London. It was great in London, and Dr. Jones is featured on this album. So make sure you guys download it tonight, if you have not. All right. Did you guys hit the like button? Make sure you hit the like button before you get out of here, so we can make sure to tell people we were here and they can watch a great interview with Dr. Alisha Jones. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you probably tomorrow. All right. I am on my way to the Stellar Awards on Friday, so I'll be doing some interviews there too. Already lined them up. I'm like, because we were going to do something here. They were like, why don't we just wait till we get to Stellar Awards? I said, yeah, let's do that. Let's interview them at the Stellar Awards itself. We'll find some time in between time to make that happen. But I'll be there Friday and Saturday. And I got to do a quick one. I got to be back. I got things to do. But I appreciate you guys for coming through and hanging out with me and Dr. Alisha Jones. Make sure you get her book and connect with her online. I also put her YouTube channel in the description of this video. So make sure you go over to YouTube and give her a click and a like and a view. All right. Thank you guys for hanging out at the St. James Show tonight. Have a good one. We got to talk about this man too tomorrow.
Before I got here, this song came on and sort of took over. I heard about how he healed the sick. He is a wonder. He is a wonder. I heard about how he raised the dead. He is a wonder. He is a wonder in my soul. 5,000 hungry souls he fed. He's a wonder. He is a wonder in my soul. I heard about how he saved the soul. He is a wonder. He is a wonder in my soul. Heal the sick. Raise the dead. Few folk can declare that. One more time.